Good afternoon, good evening and good morning to all you people out there in the gaming community. It is Lady Sinister coming to you with another advice line with a special guest. Say hello, guys.
Hello.
It's Omen.
Right. So this is a special advice line with Omen and HollowPoint. And we're going to be talking about when is enough. And I just wanted to say just quickly, the gameplay from Harry the Muckster, and I just want to say thank you to Harry Paul for giving us your gameplay to use on our advice line. So let's get going, guys. When is enough for you guys, whether that be in a partner or in a friendship? What is your line, and what do you do when enough is enough?
I think enough is enough when communication breaks down in a relationship. When the relationship starts to, you're no longer talking to each other, you're just kind of like going through the motions. Either A, you need to do something to rekindle that communication, or B, simply call it quits. And then you have the abusive portion, of course, which a lot of folks can't get out of an abusive relationship, whether it be verbal or physical. So that's kind of my 2 cents on relationships, briefly.
As far as me, as far as relationships, I would agree with Hollow and everything he said, but I've gotten to the point where just the constant fighting and the constant breakups and having to move out, move back in, move back out. That's the first 2 move outs should be enough right there. But just when it gets to the point of where shit's not the same no more, and you're starting to notice that's when I think you should end it as far as relationship-wise. Friendship-wise, I've been in that too, and pretty much when a friend backstabs me or breaks trust somehow, usually that first time, once you break that circle of trust, you're usually out of my circle. And it takes, I'm real cautious on who I trust, so, because I've had it done.
Or even when it feels like someone is a friend of yours and you're constantly going out of the way for them, and they don't do anything really for you, it's kind of like, well, why am I friends with this person? Like with me, being in the military, it's kind of like, I don't really build strong relationships with people because I know either they're going to leave or I'm going to leave. So I call people associates or, people that I know. I don't really have like a best friend or something like that. My best friend. And with relationships for us military folk, I think it's hard and easy at the same time because we're always gone, we're always separated, like either the field, combat, or short tours where you have to do a solo tour by yourself. So communication has to be open. I mean, sometimes you kind of like drift apart, but when you come back, you're back together again, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I understand. I was in the military, but I was raised with having a stepdad that was in the Navy, and we moved a lot, and I went to a lot of different schools, so that could be a big reason why I don't trust a lot of people, because I never got a chance to earn their trust, I guess you could say, or vice versa,
Yeah, you didn't let them in your own little circle. You didn't let them you didn't let your guard down. You just kind of like,
exactly.
Want to be leaving anyway, whatever. Yeah. Because like with the wife and I, we've been together for over 18 years, and it's like the deployments and whatnot, it's hard while you're doing it, but at the same time, you're like, it's a break. The wife kind of does her own routine, does her own thing with the kids and work and school or whatever, and then I'm over there doing what I have to do, and then we come back and then out the door again, so forth and so on. That's why when I see like Survivor and whatnot, and the family's like, oh, for 30 days, like, wow, 30 days is a freaking picnic.
That's nothing.
But when someone's together all the time and all of a sudden they're gone, it's hard, but it's just get used to it, I guess.
But that's what works for you guys. And if it works for you guys, it's great.
Yeah.
That's what makes your marriage work, is the fact that your two personalities where that works, where you can go away and have that break from each other and come back. And that's why with you being in the military, you know, it works for the fact that your wife can cope with that and is fine emotionally dealing with that. You know, me personally, I don't think, this is just my personal view, because, you know, I don't think I could be with somebody in the military just because I couldn't spend that time away from my partner. But that's just me, and that's why I'm not with somebody in the military.
It takes a strong individual to handle military life.
Exactly, and I have a lot of respect for you and your wife for doing that, because it is really hard, you know, like bringing up kids as well, you know, and if your partner is away on tour and you're doing it yourself, you know, that can be really difficult. So I have a lot of respect for you and your wife, and the fact that you've been together 18 years just shows just how strong and great your relationship is.
Not just the being away part too, but the moving, and especially with you, Hollow, probably moving countries.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
It shows you just like.
stick
But yeah, I mean, you get a lot
person.
you get a lot of military families, or, you know, folks like, you know, young airmen or young soldiers or whatever. They get married at a real young age, like 18, 19. They don't know what they're doing. So at some point, it does become an abusive relationship at a point, or a neglected relationship, to where one is doing one thing and the other is doing the other thing, and next thing you know, hey, babe, I'm pregnant. Oh, yeah, really? That's funny, because I can't have kids, but you're pregnant. And then, you know, it's all shitstorms, and then sometimes the couple stay together, and it's just a horrible relationship, and then it becomes bad for the kids.
Yeah, definitely.
You know?
I do agree that if you have kids, you know, you have to really think about it seriously. I mean, obviously divorce is hard on kids, but at the same time, seeing your parents, like, my parents had a really abusive relationship. I wouldn't say that it was all one-sided. My parents would physically and violently fight with each other. You know, they would end up both in the A&E type fighting in front of each other. So I grew up with a lot of violence around me. And eventually they did divorce, and my dad went off with another woman. And my mum remarried as well. But so to me, as a child, it was really difficult to see my mum and dad divorce, because my dad sort of just left and never really had anything to do with us. But now, as an adult, I look back on it and I think actually that was the right thing to do, because they just were so explosive together. I mean, my dad couldn't come for visitation without them ended up in some physical altercation. So, you know, I think if you've got kids, yeah, divorce is hard, but you're better off leaving than dragging through your kids.
It's harder to say enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Enough is enough in that instance.
Enough is enough in that instance. If you're actually like violently picking two shades out of each other.
10 shades.
Well, yeah, 10 shades.
Yeah, I never gotten to the point with kids because I don't have my own kids yet. I don't know if I ever will, but anyways, I don't think just that too. I think when you've invested a lot of money into each other, that's been my experience. And why
Not only money, but
hard.
time and things of that
especially
nature.
time.
It's hard to let go, especially when you've been together for a long time. Like, oh man, I have to start all over again. I'm alone. I don't want to be alone. This, that, blah, blah, blah. You know, sometimes folks just can't make it work. They're not compatible. And then they waste years upon years of just going through the motions.
Exactly.
And it gets harder and harder to decide.
Yeah, the thing is like, we only have one life.
Yeah.
You know, as far as we know,
anybody can prove,
this is all that we have, right? You might believe in heaven and all, you know, reincarnation, whatever. You might believe in that. But as far as proof goes, this is all we have.
Yeah.
So, you know, why waste 10, 15 years of it being unhappy? I don't get that.
No.
I would rather, you know, end something and move on and open a new door to something else than to waste 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
on something that's clearly not working.
I think that's the point, though. It's all about just being honest with yourself and honest with your partner. If it's not working, it's not working, and that's the end of it. There's no point in carrying it on for the sake of carrying it on.
Yeah.
Do you think enough is enough applies to jobs also?
Oh yeah, definitely. I
It's all
think if you're
relationships.
I think if you're really depressed and it's affecting your life to a certain point, then yeah, go find a new job.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing.
See, because I just had this interview, and I won't go into detail, but it's something that's beyond my knowledge of what I know, but it's something I want to learn. But if I'm not happy being there because it's just something I can't grasp, should I apply those rules? Enough is enough. I don't want to waste their time.
My dad, with regards to the job, right? My dad always said to me, there are three kinds of jobs. You've got jobs that you love, they pay absolute shit. There are jobs that you absolutely hate, but the pay is amazing. And then if you're really fucking lucky, you can have a job that you love and that pays well. So you sort of have to chalk it up in that instance. As far that's how I've always seen employment.
And I think your third option is a rarity, to be honest, because I think everyone has a job that they're kind of like, I just don't want to deal with this right now, or the pay is crap, etc., etc. It's just, I think no one is really truly like ecstatic about going to work. It's just like here with me, since I've been in Germany, I admit it, I'm depressed as shit since I've been here, and that's because of where we're at. This is the smallest, again, I shouldn't say smallest, it's the largest community of Americans in one area. And I did not come to Germany to experience Little America. And it's just, the base is just so polluted with crap. You get so many, how
so you don't have really a culture shock, you would say?
Yeah, it's like, hey, you go to a German restaurant expecting to be German, how may I help you? Oh, damn it, come on.
Going to a Chinese restaurant owned by Mexicans.
Yeah, let's go to Chinese, everything is in English. You're like, come on. And then you have the mixture of Germans, traditional Germans and the Americans can't drive. It's just like, why are you stopping at a traffic circle? There's no traffic. Why are you stopping? It's just like, it's not a four-way stop, you clown. But, it's
they're
just,
starting to implement those here a lot now, because I'm seeing a lot of those circle things here.
I mean, it is efficient. Like, we had a friend of ours come over from the States, and she's like, I don't understand these traffic circles. They make no sense to me. I was like, well, think about
That's
it.
what I said.
What would you rather do? Come to a four-way stop with no cars, or just go through the traffic circle? I guess it does make sense. Well, you think?
Over here, we don't call it a traffic circle. We actually call it a roundabout.
A roundabout, traffic circle.
Yeah, so
Big Ben Parliament.
Traffic circle. I was thinking, what the hell is that?
Traffic circle.
A roundabout.
Us Americans are too stupid to figure out anything else. Oh my
It's like the
God!
Griswold. Look, kids, Big Ben Parliament. Look, kids, Big Ben Parliament.
And I thought Texas had the worst drivers. Man, you should see Florida.
Nah, when you get a whole community of different people from different states driving differently, it's just like, let me just back off from this guy because he's an accident waiting to happen.
Well, because in Germany, do they drive on the left or the right?
The right.
Yeah.
It's only the UK folks that drive on the left in Japan. Because y'all want to be special.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. We're separate from Europe, right? We're on our own out here. Tiny little island by ourselves. We're not connected to anything. We get roped with Europe a lot, but we're on our own.
Because who drives on the left? You guys, Pakistan, Japan, Australia, India. All the guys, all the countries y'all try to take over.
Tried, we did, honey. Okay.
then you got kicked out. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, that's the same thing for us when we go to Spain and stuff. Yeah. We call it Brits on the piss because that's all you see. I went to Turkey a couple of years ago, and we're trying to find something to eat, and we want to eat traditional Turkish stuff. So the Turkish guys are going, "Look, come in, we have." And it's a mainly Muslim country, and they're going, "We have sausages, we have bacon, come and have a full English breakfast." And we're like, if I wanted that, I would go home.
Where's the Turkish delight, bitch?
Yeah, I want to, it's the same with Spain as well. Spain, like Barcelona and all that, it's just full of, you get British pubs. And the United Kingdom flag is flying everywhere. The British flag is flying everywhere, and you're like, I thought I was in Spain. Yeah. So I like to go to a country and experience that country.
Yeah.
That's.
Which I think we did in the end. We managed to find some places that were beautiful.
Yeah, in Turkey, and I love Menorca in Spain.
Yeah.
Because it's not that touristy. It's still kept a bit of its own nationality. You don't get so much of this Brits on the piss. The 18 to 30 clubs, where you've got all these teenagers getting drunk.
That's the way it is here in Germany too. Yeah. All these 16-year-olds out there drinking beer, getting hammered.
Yeah.
Shit. Furthest I've been out of the country was Mexico, so.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Just put it on your checklist. Ching, Mexico. Yep. Been there, done that.
Never going back. Maybe for a taco or two, but that's it. Good old authentic Mexican food.
Yeah, see, I haven't had that.
No.
The authentic Chihuahua? You haven't had that yet?
I got 2 in the backyard right now.
I want to grill it up. Make a chalupa.
Always staring down my taco. Both those bastards. But yeah. So what were we talking about? Enough is enough?
Enough is enough? Yeah.
I'll touch down with in friendships, I suppose. For me, enough is enough in a friendship when, I suppose, I'm the kind of guy where if you get sort of one chance, you can mess with me once, and I'll go, okay, do you know what, everyone's entitled to one mistake. We're not all perfect, we're all human. But if you push it and it happens the second time, that's it, you're gone. I'm finished with you.
Right. Yeah, I'm not very tolerant anymore. I used to be, not anymore. It's like,
Especially when you're trying to help someone out. Like,
yeah.
I was playing with some guy with The Last of Us.
Yeah.
And, I had met him through there pretty much. So it was just recently. But he noticed I had a YouTube, and I told him, yeah, I did. And he went in right away, got himself a capture card. I was like, cool, whatever, If you ever need help, I'll, just let me know. And, so he would ask for help. I would give him the advice. And I don't know what happened, but I guess to him it was crossing the line. I gave him advice without him waiting to ask, or, waiting for him to ask.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but when Grand Theft Auto came up, I pretty much told him, yo, man, be careful what you upload.
Yeah.
Because Rockstar, I heard, is kind of strict with their content, so you might want to check up on that just to be sure. And he right away turned back at me and said, fuck you, and you're a scumbag, and
what?
This and that. Yeah, and said, you're just jealous that I'm doing YouTube now, and that he's like, you're a scumbag for just doing it for views. Fuck you, and everyone. I was just like, whatever, dude. And then I just ended it right there. I was just like, whatever, dude. Blocked. That's it. I'm not even going to get into it with this dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely, as you get older, you learn to say enough is enough. Like, I demand respect. If you don't respect me, then I'm gone. That's over and done with. You definitely learn that, as you get older. But I'm actually going to leave the commentary here because we've talked for a long time. And I just want to say thank you for 160 subs.
Yeah, man.
I'm at 160 now, so I just want to say thank you guys so much for subbing and liking my videos and watching me, really.
Enjoying it.
So yeah, this is a thank you 160 special, what's it, QuadFeed. Yeah, this is my QuadFeed. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Hollow and Omen, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Omen would stay goodbye, but you know he came back now. So yeah, I was just saying thank you, Omen, for joining us.
Oh, sorry, the doorbell rang and I have to go check that. But
it was Woody.
well, yeah.
We'll save that for another time.
Yeah, he's come to give you some blowjob advice.
Oh, the kids are next door.
Right.
Kids in this house.
So, thank you guys for watching, and thank you, Omen and Hollow, for joining us.
Yep.
And thank you, Harry.
Thanks for having me.
Harry the Muckster for the gameplay as well.
Yep.
And the guys' YouTube channels will be in the description, so go check them out and sub them, and you know, watch their content because they're great guys.
Yeah, man.
So, thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
Hostiles have destroyed your UAV. Kill confirmed. UAV on standby. Hunter-killer drone deployed. UAV inbound. Friendly care package inbound. Kill confirmed. Kill confirmed. Kill confirmed. Operation complete. Nice job, grunts.